Hello, and welcome to the latest in our series of interviews with industry leaders. I'm joined today by Mark Henderson, who is the manager of sustainable retrofits and decarbonization with PCL, and by Anton Pojasok, who's the director of sustainability at PCL. PCL is a valued industry member of greening healthcare. We greatly value their advice, their guidance, and their support with the work that we're trying to do. And as everybody knows, it's one of the largest and highest profile contractors in North America. So, gentlemen, very interested to hear both your individual and your corporate perspectives on this whole area: climate change, decarbonization, energy transition, however we want to term it. And let me perhaps begin with you, Mark. What do you see happening in your markets? Your clients concerned about climate change? Is that registered strongly within the sectors you deal with? Are there any? This is kind of an omnibus question. Are there any patterns you can see between who is most concerned and maybe not so much? What are they asking for? Are the differences between the public and private sector? Welcome your thoughts.
Yeah, thanks, Ian. And on behalf of PCL, we're certainly excited to be part of this initiative and really looking forward to adding value to this group as well as the industry as a whole. It's a great question you asked. There's lots to chew on there for sure. And I would say regardless of the sector, public and private, everybody seems to have genuine interest with respect to environmental impact on their buildings or how they're operating their buildings. Everybody's got sustainability mandates and goals that are really aligned with the net zero 2050 initiatives and where the governments are headed. But there's not a lot of players that are actually pushing the envelope on the private side, especially to make meaningful change. And I think we're going to need a lot more pressure and a lot more guidance from the governments and really some bold players in the private side to really start making some initiatives to drive towards zero. And I think bit by bit we'll find our way there. And again, there's some great clients that are really leading the charge, and hopefully people like what they see with the results of those projects, and start to emulate what's happening out there. I think when we look at the healthcare sector, and you guys are
Yep.
certainly as astute as everybody else. There's certainly a trend towards smart buildings, healthy facilities, really to the extent that the relationship between kind of the goal of healthcare is healing. And if a healthcare institution is causing undue effects on the environment, is it a downward spiral that needs to change? And arguably that answer is yes, where hospitals play a very important part in health, as much as they do in the environment. So we're seeing a lot more focus on sustainability in the initiatives that we're taking with healthcare clients as well. So
And in the private sector, Mark, would you say they're ahead of, behind, and there are different drivers, right? What's
yeah,
driving the private sector?
yeah, I think the private sector, certainly the performers are driving a lot. Most of the private sector clients that we've engaged with have started their pathway to zero. But a lot of them have just stalled in feasibility studies that are sitting on executive desks, and arguably they're checking the box to say that they're starting their journey. We're seeing opportunities where brown discounts and green premiums may start to play on some of the revenue models that the clients on the private side are having. Poorly performing buildings or aged assets that aren't attractive certainly won't command rents, and on the converse, buildings that are set up for zero or on their way or have achieved zero will certainly be more attractive in the market.
And Anton, what are you seeing, taking the broader perspective here? What are you
Yeah,
seeing across Canada, across North America, around the world?
yeah, for sure. So, first of all, we're so excited to join Greening Healthcare, such big supporters of what you do, and so happy to join the club.
Thank you.
So, yeah, from a global perspective, we've got PCL offices in 30 major centers. We're in the US, Australia, Hawaii, in addition to Canada. So we're seeing some of our clients being concerned about climate change for sure. Some of our clients are proactively planning a climate resilient future. So we're talking about hospitals today. The new St. Paul's Hospital in Vancouver. There should be some exciting lead announcements very soon. We are aiming high in many ways. So yes, we're building all of those stringent requirements. We're exceeding the requirements with the City of Vancouver in terms of sustainable site design, the stormwater management, access to nature, zero waste planning, all that good stuff we're designing for. And actually, the hospital is being built to 5 meters above sea level rise that we predicted by the year 2100. So this is really resilience in action. I just came back from in the fall visiting one of our projects. It was a rebuild project of a hotel in Hawaii, and Kona Village Resort. So here's actually an example of a unique client, a great client, Kennedy Wilson, that gets it. The client that we worked with there got it in terms of resilience and heritage, actually. So a lot of great heritage done with the local community. But here's a resort that was built to withstand rising ocean levels, a very big issue in Hawaii, a future tsunami, and totally off the grid, which is great to see because Hawaii doesn't have the cleanest grid. Everything has to be imported into Hawaii.
That's great to get the external perspective. It's always encouraging to hear that there are champions, there are leaders, things are moving. Can we turn the other way? Let's look within towards PCL, the company. So, what are you doing? And let me start with you, Mark, on this one, and I like your thoughts as well, Anton. How are you keeping up with these evolving client, customer, market demands, and what is PCL doing differently than, say, 10 years ago? Like, how is PCL responding to this transition that's well underway?
Yeah, I think part of the transition, there's a few things. One, the creation of the business unit in Toronto called Sustainable Retrofits and Decarbonization. That didn't exist a number of years ago, and to kind of build on where we anticipate needs and clients' demands are, we formulated this group really to help clients find those avenues or those ways that they can try to achieve zero on their building. Um, the other part, and maybe it's a little bit of a transition away from the group that I'm running, but the notion of the work that we're doing in the solar department. We've set up a solar district that's really captivating. Opportunities with renewable energies and battery storage systems, and really taking advantage of Mother Nature, for lack of a better term, to really provide green power to a number of cities and places in the world. Back in Toronto, again, our ability to create this department is really all about servicing clients and making sure that we're providing the best guidance to them to make rational decisions and the right decisions along the way. We've got some of the best performing hospitals, certainly in the province of Ontario. And as we look towards some of the recent work out in BC, we built the first high-rise passive house renovation project in the highest, the tallest in North America at the time. And that was the Ken Sobel Tower in London. We've got some great geothermal fields that we've deployed, one going in at CAMH. a very large one out in Corner Brook for the hospital that we did out there. We've done some accelerated modular builds, which help reduce embodied carbon on site. We're exploring different delivery models, alliance models, progressive design build models, and really any sort of collaborative experience that grows the table to ensure that the right people are brought to the table at the right time, simply to add value on really all fronts. And in the vein of this discussion, sustainability discussion and the ways that we're going to achieve net zero are a big topic of conversation at a lot of the meetings that we're having these days.
Good to hear. And Anton, from your perspective, we need corporate leadership, don't we? What are you particularly proud of with what PCL is doing these days?
Yeah, great question. So, and in relation to, how I've seen things change in the last 10 years, collaboration, it's 1 + 1 = 3. I'm seeing, and you're a part of it, Ian, the greening healthcare, incredible collaboration with that organization. We're just so happy to join this organization because you've got the numbers behind the discussions, and it's really, really unique. We're also members of a number of other organizations just recently. So Canada Business for Social Responsibility, new membership there. We just joined Partners in Project Green with our friends at the GTA and the airport community. That's a Toronto Region Conservation Authority supported group. And just as of yesterday, we joined the Climate Smart Building Alliance. So lots of industry collaboration, and it's kind of exciting times.
Leadership comes from the top, doesn't it? I'm interested in how your board of directors, how your senior executive are looking at climate change. Is it showing up in PCL's mission and vision and strategic plans? If I go online, will I find references to sustainability within the messaging that comes from the top of PCL?
Yeah, so great question. It's one of the reasons I joined PCL. It was an incredible opportunity, exciting opportunity to drive the program. So, I report to an executive steering committee that's dedicated to sustainability. So my audience are all of the chief operations officers across the organization, including, Canada operations and US operations. Yeah, it's an incredible venue to push a number of projects, exciting initiatives. And, going back to when I first started, I was just so impressed at how giving our CEO and deputy CEO were with their time on the topic of sustainability. They, just welcomed me with open arms. So our executives understand how the industry is changing and that we must be proactive in anticipating client needs and responding quickly.
Mark and Anton, thanks for sharing this. I love these interviews because we're all in this climate thing together. It's a global, and we believe it is a crisis and needs leadership, needs scale, and PCL is bringing both of those to the table. And thank you to everybody who's watching this. Stay tuned for more of these types of interviews, hopefully of inspiration coming in future as Greening Health moves forward with industry to tackle this, what is seen to be the defining issue of our time. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.